everyone, this is God from Region 618. The long wait is over. Archipelago Raid has officially begun. Finally, the best and most awesome event is back. I've missed the thrill of joining and battling in Archipelago Raid. Let's conquer the seas, crush the enemy, and show them the power of Crimson Legion. Good luck to all, and may the strongest legions reign supreme. Yesterday, our Legion officer had a tough time selecting our ally for this Archipelago Raid. Decisions like that are never easy, but it looks like the choice has been made. Jade has been locked in as our ally. Shout out to all members of Jade's Legion. We're in this together now. Win or lose, let's give it everything we've got. Let's fight with honor, play fair, and enjoy the game to the fullest. Good luck to all legions out there. Let the raid begin. A little recap on Archipelago registration. Registering on Archipelago now is very hard. The minimum power required to register is around for 0.1 to for 0.4 billion. So if you're not at that level, you're already out. When you're registering for Archipelago Raid, you're not just signing up, you're already competing with other alliances to get qualified. That means the war has already started at registration. On top of that, the matchmaking system has changed. Now it's based on total number of alliance members participating and the alliance's overall rating. So it's no longer just about sneaking in with fewer players or hiding your rating. You need both power and activity to make it. A lot of the system events and how you qualify for them have also changed. If you have good map awareness, it gives you a huge advantage, especially when you catch enemies roaming the map alone. I've noticed a lot of newbie players these days have no discipline, especially in Archipelago Raid. They just wander around without thinking. Even if their characters are slow, that's when they become easy prey. While they're busy roaming, I'm watching the map, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. One by one, they fall. Just because they don't understand positioning or teamwork. Map awareness isn't just a skill, it's a weapon, and I use it to hunt. If you want to be a successful hunter, you need to level up your travel speed and your skill in jumping from node to node. These two things are crucial. They not only boost your hunting efficiency, but also help you escape when you're swarmed or hunted by stronger players. At the end of the day, if you're too slow, faster and more experienced hunters will catch and kill you. I'll admit, my speed isn't where it needs to be yet, but I'm working on it. I'm also focused on improving our overall might, so that in the near future, we can stand toe-to-toe with powerful hunters and actually compete. Farming cement isn't as easy as it sounds. You also need solid map awareness and have to guide your troops to avoid incoming hunters. If you're farming and just leave your troops unaware, they'll become easy targets. Always stay alert and make sure your troops are ready. Careless farming gets punished fast. Let's see how many squads we can take down on Archipelago Raid Day 1. We'll move up the ranking list one step at a time. I'm hoping we earn solid points this Archipelago Raid and secure the win. We can't afford another loss like last time. We need this victory not just for the bragging rights, but for the better rewards that'll help us progress faster. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive in. I'm not sure what this guy's problem is. It's like he expected me to babysit him while he was roaming the field. Let me make one thing clear. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Once you step outside the safe zone, there are only two rules. Either you hunt for blood, or you get hunted and die. This is the first time someone's accused me of not helping anyone, and honestly, that's not fair. Everyone knows how we operate. If you're afraid of getting defeated or swarmed, then don't step out. Slow players are always at risk unless you're a beast who can take on anything. Once you hit the field, you accept whatever comes. Celebrate if you win, accept it if you lose. That's how the battlefield works. Making drama after the fact just weakens the team's morale. Let's stay focused and play smart. As you all know, I don't usually communicate much in chat, and I especially don't ask anyone to accompany me when I go out to hunt. If you're a true hunter, you already know what to do. You don't wait for an invitation, you act. And now, we even have company from Jade Legion who wants to join us in the hunt. That says something. I've already made the hunter's rule clear. Hunt or be hunted. That's the only way to survive and dominate out there. We also have a fellow comrade from our own alliance, a T5 hunter, joining the hunt. He knows the rules. If he's too slow and ends up getting annihilated, that's on him. That's the battlefield. If you're slow and get swarmed by 5 or 10 squads, then you accept the loss. But if you've got the speed and reflexes, it doesn't matter how many squads chase you, you'll always find a way out. That's the difference between a hunter and a target. Everyone needs to understand this. Look at this gold T6 player, moving like a turtle. That's the downside of roaming outside the safe zone without proper speed or awareness. You don't become a predator just because you're T6. If you're slow, you become the prey. Now he's panicking and has no idea what to do. 2 of his squads are already down. That's exactly what happens when you ignore the basics of battlefield movement. Power means nothing without reflexes and awareness. Maybe that's what really happened with the cat guy. He saw me roaming around and assumed I'd come save him, like I was his knight in shining armor. But I didn't. And now he's mad because I let him down. Here's the truth. I never promised to save anyone. This isn't a fairy tale. It's the battlefield. You're responsible for your own survival. If backup isn't part of the plan, don't expect it. Making assumptions like that only leads to disappointment and unnecessary drama.
行くぞ鬼キリン行くぞ鬼キリン
Hunting and earning points isn't easy. If you're a noob hunter who gets killed every time you step out of the safe zone, you're not gaining. You're just gambling away your resources for a few points. And when the real war hits, you've got nothing left to fight back with. I'm not a rally guy, and I'm not a garrison guy. I love to hunt and annihilate. That's my way of playing this game. Pure battlefield instinct. No fear, no retreat. My comrade from PHPX has already fallen, but I know he won't blame me for not helping him. He's a hunter too. He knows the rules. When you step onto the battlefield, you fight on your own terms and accept the outcome, win or lose. Me and the Jade guy are moving out now. We've already stirred up too much attention in Blue's area, and they're starting to gather. I'm going to lure them away so the Jade guy can escape safely and save his troops. We've got some speed, not the fastest, but enough to pull this off. I've already got my exit plan mapped out. Stick to the plan. I'll draw their attention. Just make sure he makes it out. You see how many blue players are approaching us right now? If you're smart and your instincts are sharp, you'll know how to escape. From what I can see, most of them chasing us are slow, and that's our advantage. We'll use that window to move out and reposition safely. So the Jade guy didn't take the chance to walk out when I lured the enemy away. I guess he has his own way of playing the game. A brave warrior in his own right. Not everyone chooses to escape. Some stand and fight, even when the odds are against them. Commended. On my way back home, when some dude hit me while I was AFK. Bad move. That hit woke me up real quick. Guess it's not his lucky day. 'Cause now I'm counting his whole squad as part of our kills in today's Archipelago raid. Unlucky for him, very lucky for us. The war has finally started, and it's late at night. Most of our legion and comrades are asleep. Now Gold is pushing hard, and only a few of us are online to hold the line. This is a real challenge, but we have to defend our ground, not just for ourselves, but for our offline players who didn't shield up. We're all they've got right now. Stand strong, move smart, and don't let them break through. It's 22 of us against the whole Legion of Gold, and we're still standing. Even if we're outnumbered, we're going to hold the line. At the very least, we'll buy time for our offline players to log in and teleport to safety before bigger casualties hit. I've already deployed my troops, joined 3 rallies, and reinforced the tower garrison. We're not backing down. Let's do this. this point on, the lack of online players, combined with poorly organized, unrestricted rallies, is making things even harder. There's no denying it. This war against gold is a loss for us. The smart move now is to accept defeat, stop wasting resources and troops, and prepare for what comes next. We live to fight another day. Tomorrow is Judgment Day, and how we recover from this will define us. And shout out to this guy who wants to give his best regards to his friend Majid. Real ones recognize real ones. Stay solid. So this is the end of my video. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Will Gold Legion stay strong and beat us again, or is it all just luck? Because, hey, we only had 20 to 25 people in the battleground. That's probably why we lost. If you want to be notified for Archipelago Day 2, just hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next upload. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, share it, and if you're new to the channel, you already know. Subscribe. Peace out.